How's it going on, guys? In today's video I'll be talking about 5 things I like and dislike about my Mercedes SLK 280. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe, like and share the video to your friends. This way we can reach more audience and create more content for you in the future. Also, follow us in our Instagram feed where we post photos and videos about the channel. And without further ado, let's go ahead and enjoy the tour. This is my 2006 Mercedes SLK 280. When Mercedes designed this car, they wanted to rival the MX-5 as it was the roadster, which is small, compact, and with a short wheelbase. So the Germans, they wanted to compete in that and not just leave the Japanese to take over in that category. So the SLK was born for that.
The SLK was known to be the king of roadsters ever since it was introduced in 1996. But if you want other manufacturers that compete in that space, then it would be Audi TT or the BMW Z4. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't seen my Audi TT review, then I'll leave a card for it. Go check it out. Let's begin firstly with the front end of the car, which is inspired by F1 car nose and flows beautifully to the center grille emblem. And this design characteristic is also shared with the famous Mercedes-Benz SLR, which is one of the rarest supercars. The bonnet features 2 heat exchanger grills. These are actually functional and help to extract heat out of the engine and add sporty elements to the car. The R171 headlights have been totally changed to become sharper and elevate that luxurious feel. I like these oval-shaped exhaust tips that also sound beautiful, as nowadays automakers tend to use faked ones in bumpers and also restrict the sound of it. I like these heavy SLK doors that are sturdy and extend almost as long as the vehicle length, and also the bonnet, which is twice as high as the car itself. The reason why the bonnet for this car is so large is so that it can accommodate for V6 and V8 engines. The first thing you will notice when you open the door is these beige leather seats that are surprisingly comfortable and hold you in place when you need to maneuver the traffic, and is also made with the finest leather quality. Black leather is used in the door to add contrast, but the nicest design element of it is that silver rod that is exposed and extends all the way to the armrest and adds solid and safe feel for the occupants. I am 5 feet 4 inches, but there is room for taller drivers, and speaking of access, you can electronically move the steering column or also activate easy access mode to help taller drivers access the car. The sound system for this car is a novel in sound engineering, and they were able to fit it with a 6-speed changer by utilizing the glove box. And this shows how Mercedes wanted to give attention to detail in this car and without compromise. The sun visor is small but is adequate and features these pinholes. I guess someone in Mercedes was inspired by the pinhole glasses concept and said, "La sensi d'Adrien Doschrin." And so it became one of the quirks of the SLK. The dashboard material has held up very well considering the age of the car. It's not super fancy, yet simply elegant, and that applies to the steering wheel. Speaking of the steering wheel, it has 4 buttons from the back which allow you to upshift and downshift on either side, unlike regular pedal shifters which can upshift on one side and downshift on the other. I guess Mercedes wanted to give you the experience of manually shifting gears while freeing the other hand for drinking your soda. If you notice, there are no cup holders in the armrest area. Instead, it's integrated within the dashboard and directly facing the AC vents, which is another SLK quirky feature. Let's say you left your SLK Vario roof open and wanted a quick safe place to store your valuables. Mercedes stacked 2 storage compartments on top of each other, where the second one is hidden underneath. And a small trick is also required to open it, which I believe a very cool attention to detail.
that summarizes the most quirky things about the SLK interior. And now we head back outside for the third most thing I like about the SLK, which is the color.
The red storm color for the SLK is a very unique metallic paint. This allows the color to appear in different shades, but it is undeniably attractive in direct sunlight. Just look at this captured frame. You can see how the color transforms between shade and sunlight. The fourth most thing I like about the SLK is the retractable hard roof, which combines the best of two worlds in terms of safety and security. Takes only 22 seconds to convert, and now you can breathe fresh air while cruising down Boulevard and sea breeze as long as you stay away from Tubli. Before we take the car on a tour, let's quickly tackle 5 things that I don't like about the SLK. The tires are a bit meaty. Yes, it helps to smoothen the ride, but I like low-profile tires. The storage compartment is small and can fit 2 medium-sized luggage, but many times I had to sacrifice the comfort of the passenger. Put the roof down, and that's the clearance that you'll have to deal with. The tail lights look okay, but I think have better appearance when you turn the lights on at evening. The infotainment system is outdated even on the option with a navigational screen. The Bluetooth system is way too complicated and require programming if you try to add a Bluetooth module. Anyhow, you can play CDs, or even better, put the roof down and enjoy listening to the engine symphony. The Vario roof consists of solid materials as compared to fabric cabriolet, thus resulting in flexing sounds when driving over elevated, twisted paths. This 3.0-liter V6 produces 228 horsepower and almost 300 nanometers of torque, and was also available as a V8 AMG 5.5-liter that produces 355 horsepower. Check out the highlights app for more details.
That's enough talking about the SLK. It's time to get outside and drive the car and experience it. So make sure to enjoy the tour, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and like the video.
At first glance, the SLK stance leaves the impression of a stiff and hard ride, since it appears to be very low to the ground. But in reality, it is very comfortable and civilized on roads, while maintaining sporty characteristics at the same time. Yes, I agree, roadsters are not the quietest cars, but you can't go wrong if you wanted a cruiser that demands its presence on road. The naturally aspirated V6 engine maintains smooth power delivery throughout the band, especially with the 7-speed gearbox. The efficiency is not as good as my Audi TT. The SLK is rated for 18 miles per gallon in city and 25 miles per gallon on highway. The sound notes that this engine produces is astonishing in its own way. Accelerating at low RPMs could be slightly sluggish, but keep the revs in the mid-range and you will easily bypass any situation. Shifting with the Tiptronics behind the steering wheel are not as fast as a DSG gearbox, but it is good enough. If you're planning to buy this car, be careful when parking the car against sidewalks, as the car is low to the ground and you can easily damage the bumper. Ensure to warm up the car before you drive it to maintain its gearbox, which is a common habit with all SLK owners. Inspect the trunk's boot seals for wear on higher mileage, as water can seep through them. Also, if you find that the Vario roof operates slowly, then it is a sign that it's gonna need to be serviced soon, which can be expensive. This car has the opportunity to become one of future classics. Just bear in mind the odometer, since these cars tend to be driven over 180k miles. However, my car is just shy over 60,000 miles. And so that leaves us with the final debate. Whether should you buy this car, or should you shortlist it, or don't buy it. If you can handle the limited space for storage and luggage and wanted a car that you enjoy in weekend, then go ahead and buy it, especially if it's a low mileage.
And so we have reached to the end of this video. But don't forget to watch 5 things I like about my ODTT video, which you can click in the banner up here somewhere. This was Abdullah Sharaf with you. I hope you enjoyed the tour, and I hope to see you